Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
番組は多言語放送です。放送予定は suprememastertv.com/schedule。
He was a vegan for more than 30 years and said he found fulfillment in fighting for the rights, welfare, and habitats of other species. But beyond that, he aspired to spread love and oneness among all beings. Dr. Elliot Katz, vegan in defense of animals. Please continue watching to learn about an international animal people protection organization based in the United States.
I really think for the good of this world that if I could have it my way, the whole world would be vegan and straight edge or refraining from intoxicants. So that's why I feel it's important to create an awareness of this lifestyle, create an awareness of the choices people make. It can bring a positive change, if only on the level of an individual. Davey Harbuck, vegan.
Bienvenue, Miss. Welcome in the Réunion Creole language. Fortunate viewers, my name is Roland and I am honored to be your host. The hospitable people of Réunion are touched by your steadfast faith in the goodness of the human heart. May you be happy with your inner voice and live in harmony with all beings. Welcome to our show, Dr. Elliot Katz, vegan in defense of animals. Let us explore the origin and development of a Shiny World Hero Award recipient and his organization. As a child growing up in New York, USA, young Elliot could often be found on the beaches of Long Island. After a storm, he would collect starfish people and other small ocean dwellers stranded on the sand and return them to the water. The lad was also concerned about stray dog people he found among the dunes and rescued them with his father's help. But they didn't always survive, and by the age of 8 or 9, Elliot knew he wanted to become a veterinarian. He eventually attended the College of Veterinary Medicine at Cornell University to fulfill his dream. While there, he realized that his views regarding animal people differed from those of the professors teaching him. When instructed to perform surgeries on canine companions who had no medical issues, he refused and was almost expelled. Although he graduated and practiced as a veterinarian in Brooklyn for several years, his heart told him he had not yet found his true calling. After moving to the San Francisco Bay Area in California, USA, Dr. Katz was contacted by animal people rights activists about the deplorable conditions and practices within the vivisection laboratories at the University of California, Berkeley. He learned that thousands of animal people were not only being mutilated in the name of science, but were also languishing in overcrowded facilities without adequate ventilation and sanitation. In 1983, Dr. Katz founded Californians for Responsible Research, which sued the United States Department of Agriculture, or USDA, for not enforcing legislation meant to regulate the care of laboratory animal people. Ultimately, UC Berkeley received a cease and desist order from the USDA and was fined $12,000 for violating the Animal Welfare Act. Subsequently, Californians for Responsible Research was renamed In Defense of Animals, or IDA. its avowed mission is to defend animals, humans, and the environment from abuses and exploitation and to foster peace between all life. We advocate for changes in laws, human behavior, and enlightenment in the need to protect lives, advance rights, improve welfare, and steward environmental protection. In 1985, IGA staged its first peaceful protest for animal people in front of the Primate Center at the University of California, Davis. Dr. Katz and 16 other activists were arrested and detained. The following year, the organization raised awareness to stall state funding for a new animal people facility at UC Berkeley. Millions of dollars were withheld until the university showed that it had upgraded its plans for the well-being of its subjects. In 1989, IGA prevented the construction of a multi-million-dollar building in San Francisco where animal people would have been harmed for scientific purposes. That same year, Dr. Katz's organization arranged for the release of 30 primate people who were unwilling participants in maternal deprivation studies at UC Berkeley. And IDA activists in Georgia, USA exposed the use of chimpanzee people at Emory University's Yerkes Primate Center to learn about drug addiction. When the US Army wanted to research healing broken bones, it acquired many greyhound people through a middleman without their caregivers' consent. Personnel at Letterman Army Medical Center in San Francisco would have broken the dog people's hind legs if IDA had not initiated legal proceedings to stop them. Dr. Katz's team won a court order to abandon the experiments and release the canine gentleman to a shelter in Marin County. Another branch of the nation's armed services recruited bottlenose dolphin people to guard a nuclear submarine base in Bangor, Washington. When IGA found out about the U.S. Navy's training program, it joined other environmental and animal people rights groups in a lawsuit that brought the project to a halt. Another significant achievement was helping to derail a 5-year commercial contract with the government of South Africa to slaughter more than 30,000 Cape Fur seal people annually. The Department of Environmental Affairs, which had issued a license authorizing the harvesting, was forced to back down thanks to relentless petition gathering and demonstrations orchestrated by IGA and other groups.
Vegan side effect. People will think you are brave.
We will go to a quiet place now and say a prayer that we may see and love God in all beings. We will find out more about Dr. Katz and In Defense of Animals when we return, so please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program, Dr. Elliot Katz, Vegan, In Defense of Animals on Supreme Master Television. World Day for Laboratory Animals on April 24th each year was started in 1979 by the National Anti-Vivisection Society in the United Kingdom. In the US, IDA played an important role in popularizing the surrounding 7 days as World Week for Animals in Laboratories. Since 1987, the charity has organized annual nonviolence civil disobedience marches and seminars to commemorate the suffering of animal people and educate the public about alternative ways to conduct research. As Dr. Katz became more well-known and his organization grew, they took on bigger projects and expanded their kindness to animal people around the globe. IDA Africa established a rescue center in Cameroon to care for chimpanzee orphans whose mothers had perished. In Mumbai, India, IDA started offering on-call veterinary services as well as spay and neuter surgeries. IDA began partnering with activists and organizations in Korea to rescue dog and cat people from the meat trade. And in the US, IDA campaigned for almost 10 years against the Colston Foundation, a notorious research laboratory in New Mexico that abused chimpanzee people. Finally, the USDA filed charges and the government cancelled its contracts with the facility because of concerns over the welfare of the test subjects. The foundation went bankrupt in 2002 and was purchased by Save the Teams, which translocated 266 survivors to its sanctuary in Florida. This successful outcome won Dr. Katz the friendship of Dr. Jane Goodall, the renowned primatologist and a Shiny World Compassion Award recipient. In Southern California, IDA campaigned for the passage of legislation in the city of San Diego to prohibit the sale of dog, cat, and rabbit people in pet stores. Similarly, it helped to pass a law in West Hollywood banning the use of animal people in circuses, carnivals, trade shows, parades, and any event where they would be forced to perform for an audience. More recently, the charity provided medicine, equipment, and other resources for groups and individuals in Ukraine who were helping animal people victims of the Russian invasion. Despite his many victories and achievements, Dr. Katz recognized a flaw in the mindset of society that could undermine his years of hard work. He saw that most humans tend to consider people from the animal kingdom as a form of property, things to be possessed. Wanting to elevate the status of our co-inhabitants, he launched the International Guardian Campaign. It promotes increased respect, compassion, and responsibility for animal people by asking the public to think and act as guardians or protectors, never as owners or masters of a fellow being. It also petitions city, county, and state governments to embrace this enlightened perspective and use the term guardian in their laws and ordinances. Additionally, IDA has complementary programs intended to foster sustainable activism. Carnivores Anonymous is a modified 12-step program designed to support individuals trying to adopt a plant-based diet and overcome their addiction to meat. The Interfaith Vegan Coalition coaches religious and spiritual communities on practicing the ideals of nonviolence and loving kindness toward all sentient beings. In 2010, Supreme Master Ting Hai presented Dr. Katz with the Shiny World Hero Award and humbly contributed $10,000 to IDA to further its praiseworthy work for animal folk. Even though Dr. Katz and his team encountered numerous challenges, their loving and tireless dedication to animal people fueled many notable victories against powerful institutions. Sadly, Dr. Katz left this earth on March 24, 2021 at the age of 86. He was a vegan for more than 30 years and said he found fulfillment in fighting for the rights, welfare, and habitats of other species. But beyond that, he aspired to spread love and oneness among all beings. He was proud to have been arrested 37 times for protesting against cruelty. His work changed the lives of millions of people from both the human and animal kingdoms. What can we do to further the progress made by Dr. Katz? IDA asks people to abide by the essential tenets of the Guardian Credo that he penned. Animal people are not our property and we are not their owners. we must widen our circle of justice and compassion beyond the human species to include animal people. As guardians of our animal companions, we ensure that their physical and emotional needs are satisfied and that our commitment to them is lifelong. And finally, we will not allow today's imperfections to discourage us from continually working to reach our guardian ideals. For more information about In Defense of Animals, please visit idausa.org.
Vegan, the right way to live.
Intuitive viewers, thank you for joining us today. It has been a pleasure to have your company. Next is to believe in humanity and goodness is to help each other, part 1 of 7 on Between Master and Disciples right after Noteworthy News. May your days be lifted by hopeful dreams, positive thoughts, and illumining realizations.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/GPGW.